Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. I go by Phen, Stephen, so we can call me Phen, Phen. This is Miles, and we're missing our other friend here, Brett. You give us a short intro.
His wife is
Yeah.
his wife is 9 months pregnant. Man could be on the way to the hospital right now. Never know. Or he could just be asleep. We'll find out.
Right, true. That's very fair. So, this all started. We wanted to start a podcast. Brett and I were talking, and his 9-month pregnant wife actually helped us come up with the name Teeing Up Truth. And we wanted to get Miles involved to have a little 3-man scramble going. Miles is definitely the best golfer out of all of us, so there might be some fun 2v1 content coming down the pipeline. But, we're really excited to start this. And so we're going to give some quick intros about how we met each other, who we are, and go from there. You want to kick it off?
Sure, man. I'll kick it off. So, yeah, my name's Miles. My real name's actually Milad. I'm half Persian, half Filipino. Hence, Milad is a Persian name. But let's see. I'm 29. Over here in Georgia. We all live in Georgia. We'll go ahead and say that. I'm from Maryland. I came down here for college, played golf in college at a school down here. Been married now for 5 years to my wife, and we have 2 kids. Have a 3-year-old, have a 9-month-old boy and a girl. Yeah, played golf my entire life, all throughout middle school, high school. Golf's what brought me down here. Had a golf scholarship to play at the school down here. And yeah, now I, play golf as much as I can. And it's a burning passion of mine, and it always will be. So excited to talk about everything golf.
Yeah, that's
with the
great.
boys.
I have some questions for you because we actually don't know each other that well. So were you born in Maryland?
Yeah, so I was actually born in Fairfax, Virginia,
Okay.
and then grew up in Maryland.
Okay.
So my entire family is all in Maryland and Virginia,
Okay.
and some overseas, of course. I have some family I've never met in Iran and in the Philippines,
Okay.
but most of them, all of them were in Maryland, Virginia. So when I came down here in 2012 for college, I left my entire family. I knew nobody. Literally knew nobody except my golf coach who recruited me.
Wow.
And then, yeah, made some really good friends. Met my wife Ashton our sophomore year, and literally never left Georgia. Graduated from there, stayed there for my master's, got engaged, got married, and started a life here in Georgia. So
Nice.
here we are. I've been here for 11 years now. So.
Wow. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I'm from here, from Georgia. I actually went to elementary through college in this same county. I have never left. I met my wife in high school. She got to go to Auburn, so good for her. She got to get away for a little bit and experience that life. And by that fortune, I'll use the golf term. I was a weekend warrior at Auburn. So I went there and got to experience that through her, lived the SEC football life vicariously through her. But yeah, lived in Georgia my whole life. We bought a house in the same school district that we went to high school in. So, we're planting roots here. Both of our families live here. I did not grow up playing golf. I actually grew up playing baseball, was my main sport. But I will never forget the first time I hit a golf ball. My friend came over. He was on the golf team in high school. I think we were probably like sophomores in high school. And he came over and he had a 9-iron for some reason. I don't know why, but he was at my house and we found a golf ball and we walked to this like open field that was near my house at the time. And he was like, "Here, take a swing." And I was like, "Okay." And I don't think I've ever hit, since then, a more pure 9-iron in my whole life. And I just will ride that feeling for the rest of my life. So from then, I just tried to play more and more. I've been pretty serious about my golf game probably for 2 or 3 years now. My father-in-law is super into it, and he has given me all his old clubs and everything. So I slowly am getting better equipment as he gets nicer things. Then I just get a couple hand-me-downs here and there.
That's a good deal, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't get enough of it now. It's an addiction. It's an expensive addiction. Sometimes I feel like maybe doing drugs might be better, but just kidding. But we're huge fan. We actually got to meet on the golf course. How do you know Brett? Like let's go there. How do you know Brett?
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. My wife met Brett first. So
Okay.
we used to live in Marietta,
Mm-hmm.
and Liam, our son, would go to this place called like he'd go to gymnastics. It sounds crazy for
Mm-hmm.
like a 2-year-old at the time. No, he started when he was like crawling. So
Oh,
it was
nice.
literally he was one going to gym, yeah, going to gymnastics. Um, and I was always working at the time. I was working at a Chick-fil-A in a restaurant, so I didn't really have the flexibility to like go to a gymnastics class at 10 in the morning on a weekday. Um, so
Right.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who does that? But apparently people do. So my wife always took Liam every single week, and she would tell me, she'd meet people there. And one day she said she met this guy Brett and his daughter, and she said his daughter's really cute, and her and Liam, got along, and basically, when you guys meet Brett, he's a super friendly guy,
Mm-hmm.
very extroverted, doesn't know a stranger.
Yep.
I'm the same way, but um, he's like I don't think I would have been in that gymnastics class and asked a mom, hey, like we should hang out with like our spouses. But Brett is that guy.
Yeah.
So he literally initiated it. It's like, hey, we should all hang out. Like I'll bring my wife, you bring your husband,
Mm-hmm.
and let's have a play date with the kids. And she told me about it. And at first I was like, that's interesting.
That's kind of weird.
That's interesting. That guy seems super friendly. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm down. So we ended up hanging out. I can't remember. I don't know what we did. I think they may have just honestly come to Chick-fil-A one day after the class was over, and I was working, and I met them for that very first time, maybe while I was working.
Hmm.
But yeah, we hung out once, realized that a lot in common, and our kids enjoyed hanging out with each other and became friends. So that's how we started. That's how we hung out. That's how we met. Is
Wow.
because of my wife and him meeting at our kids' gymnastics class.
Yeah. Brett is you hit the nail on the head. He's just super extroverted, outgoing. He loves to talk. He'll talk your ear off. So we're really
You're off.
excited for him to be on here because he'll bring some stories. He'll bring the content. I met Brett when I was a freshman in high school. He's a little older than I am. Oh, I'm 28, so I'm a year younger than you. I've been married for 2 years.
Brett's an old head.
What?
He's an old head. He's like
Yeah.
35.
Yeah.
He's like,
I think he's 33.
yeah. I'm kidding, Brett. You're not old.
Not yet. The second kid, maybe you'll be old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I met Brett when I was 14, and he was a intern at the church I went to. I don't go there anymore, but I went to that church. And like you said, I mean, we also hit it off fairly quickly. We're big time gamers. We played basketball together a lot. Did a lot of things. Actually, we played this like thing we called ghetto golf, where we went to Goodwill and bought like really old 2-irons for like $2, and we'd use a tennis ball and hit them around his neighborhood and like make golf holes. And so like, I mean, I didn't know how to swing a club, so I was really bad. But that's how I knew Brett. And so, I mean, we've been friends for a long time. And then he said, "Hey, do you want to come play golf at Barnsley for my baby moon thing?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to." And that's where we met. So,
Yep. Dude, honestly, like those kind of things are so fun though when you're actually not on a golf course, but you're just with a friend and you literally just create.
yeah.
Like, for example, this past weekend, my friend came over and he lives in really far away in Dawsonville.
Mm-hmm.
He spent the night. We played Stonebridge where I live
Mm-hmm.
next to, like the next morning. But the night before, dude, we 18 holes in my basement using he had a 60-degree, a putter, and I have a putting mat, and we had like I have these little like a hitting mat, but it's like a little 1x1, like a 12x12 square.
Yeah.
And we made 18 holes from different tee boxes, like on top of a bed, top of the stairs, like par threes, par fours, par fives, and everything's in play, furniture's in play.
Wow.
It's so fun. Yeah.
What kind of ball did
So
you
like
use?
we use foam balls.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you heard of Chippo?
No.
Chippo is it's like a backyard golf game.
Okay.
It's like cornhole but golf.
Okay.
And the balls from that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a blast.
But that's cool. I didn't know that you and Brett go back to being when you were 14.
Yeah, man. We've known each other a long time. I knew Brett before he was married to his wife Rachel. I actually met them the same summer. She was an intern and he was just kind of hanging out. And then he went on staff after she went back to school. So I was with them. I watched their whole relationship. I went to their wedding. I wore chubbies. I wore chubby shorts to their wedding because they got married.
Did you really?
Yeah, they got married when I was 18, and like I was dumb. I didn't realize that there was actual like etiquette when you go to weddings and things like that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I wore chubby shorts to their wedding, and I don't think Rachel will ever forget that. Then they came to my wedding, and I went up to her and I was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry for wearing those shorts to your wedding. I didn't realize that was like a wrong thing to do." And she laughed. But
That's hilarious. What were you wearing with the chubby shorts? A polo?
yeah, I wore a polo. I mean, I tucked it in. I was wearing a belt, and I had a bow tie on. And then I was wearing like Cole Haan driving moccasins. I think I can find a picture. I'll put it up on the screen.
Okay.
For the viewers to see. It's like this really seductive picture of me eating a popsicle at their wedding.
Yeah. Sounds like you looked like super frat.
Oh, that's what I was going for actually, because I was about to go into college. I was gonna rush fraternity, so I was doing all the trying to be frat as possible.
Yeah, dude. Chubbies with shirt and bow tie with some moccasins on.
Yep. That's
frat.
exactly what I was going for. But hey, it was fun. It was a fun time. Good wedding, and now we're all friends. We actually like almost exactly a month ago we played. What was that? October 6th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's November 1st, so almost exactly a month ago we played 36 holes at Barnsley Resort to celebrate Brett before he and his wife have their second baby. And the three of us played on we didn't play a scramble. We played a best ball.
Yeah, first round is best ball.
Yeah. We played a best ball, the three of us, against three other guys.
We were talking mad trash.
We were.
Who got smoked?
They got smoked. We were.
Yeah.
It's because Miles is good. I'm a 23 handicap. I think my official handicap right now is 23.4.
Okay.
My goal though is November 1st today. My goal, and it's a big goal, but by October 31st of next year, 2024, I want to be sub 10. I want my handicap to be below 10. Um,
Okay, I like it. What's the plan?
yeah, well, I was going to ask you about that at some point.
We can
So
get into that. Yeah.
yeah, well, we'll get into that a little bit in a little bit. But Miles definitely kept us in the game at Barnsley. Those greens were the fastest greens I've ever played on. Um,
Yeah, those are some lightning, dude.
yeah,
Honestly, it
uh,
was a little windy as well.
yeah. It was the first like cold day too. The morning was chilly, um, but what?
Yeah, it was a blast. I haven't played 36 holes in a while until that day. It's funny once you play 36. I don't know if you or anybody else feel the same way. Once you play 36, if you love golf, it's so fun.
Mhm.
The entire day, you play the first 9 holes, you're like, dude, really, we're like quarter way
I
through.
know.
I would normally be halfway done by now.
Yeah,
And then you finish 18, and you're just pumped that you have a whole nother 18 to go.
yeah,
Dude, the next round I had, I was like, bro, we're only playing 18 holes.
yeah.
That goes by way too
Uh huh.
fast. Get through nine in like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm like, bro, we're only halfway. We're already halfway done. This sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, playing 36 always makes me feel like 18 is nothing.
I actually played 36. So that was Saturday. Sunday, my legs like were jello. But I played on Monday, another 18 on Monday, in a charity event through my new church that we were raising money for local organizations around Marietta. And I had a blast. Like everyone on my team was really bad, and then I'm not very good either. Like I can hit a good shot, but I was the best on the team. I'm not saying that to brag, but like it just me and the guy I was playing with was like, hey, if we could shoot par in this scramble, I think that'd be really good. Like that's the kind of team we were
Yeah,
on. We ended up coming in one under, and I was like, hey man, we shot 71 and the 70 par 72. And then
yeah.
we go in and someone's like, the lowest score is like a 53. I was like, oh, we're not even like close. Um, but it's just so much fun.
Scramble scores are always so sus.
Well, you could buy mulligans. So for $10, you could buy
You
a
buy
mulligan.
Oregon. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think there is teams that like literally spend $1,000 buying mulligans. It all went for a good cause, so that's a good thing. But I was
yeah.
just thinking back at Barnsley, and that was, I mean, 36. You're right. You play 36, and then the next 18 is just way too fast.
Way too fast, bro. Way too fast.
Yeah. All right. Where are you in your golf game?
So, man, I will say that. So in college, okay, high
Mm-hmm.
school, college. When I was in college, okay, I'll back up. When I was in college, I basically kind of like was worried about so many other things.
Yeah.
Golf started feeling like more of like a job, and like I was definitely taking it for granted looking back on it
Mm-hmm.
because when I really think about it, it's actually kind of wild to think about. 4 years of high school golf, you practice,
Mm-hmm.
every weekday, and I played on the weekends most of the time. Not if not both days, I definitely played one day. That's 4 years of golf, almost every day in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then you play in college, that's 4 years of golf, almost 7 days a week. So for 8 years of my life, I played golf at least 5 times a week,
Yeah.
5, 6 times a week. So it's crazy. So long, I say all that to say, in college, um, it's funny. My golf coach, when I was a senior in high school, leaving to go to play college golf, he's like, Miles, want to make it on tour, or you just want to like be the best? Don't join a fraternity. Don't get a girlfriend. I was like, all right, you got it. Freshman year, joined a fraternity, got a girlfriend.
Yeah. Right.
Needless to say, I just, I definitely could have practiced a lot more. I could have, been more focused, gave it more effort. Um, so my goal now is to be better than I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
So currently I'm a 3 handicap.
Okay.
So it's about, pretty close to how I was. I mean, I don't shoot, I would say I'm actually pretty close now. to how I was in college. My short game was a lot better in college, so
Mhm.
I'm pretty close.
Mhm.
But right now, I'm a 3 handicap. Um, but yeah, that's what the golf game is. This is the tricky part. Being married and having 2 kids,
Yeah.
I can't play golf as often as I would love to. I
Right.
would I would play golf every single day if it was just me, right? But
Right.
obviously, not going to do that. But I play golf once a week, once every couple weeks. Um, but what's nice is living less than 5 minutes from the course during lunch a lot of days, like throughout the week, 2, 3, maybe even more times a week, I'll just run out and hit some balls
Yeah.
for 30, 45 minutes. So we've only lived here in this new house for less than 2 months, and I'm already a lot sharper than I used to be
Mhm.
just because I'm able to actually hit some balls. Um, you know, because what it has been for the past handful of years is when I play golf, it's just hopping into the course and playing. Zero practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you ever scratch?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. The
Like I didn't carry an official handicap in
Okay.
college.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, definitely.
Nice. Okay. Um, that's really cool. So like you have experience practicing golf. Like what is that?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Let me so like I told you earlier, I'm 23 handicap. Um, and it's really just because I can't string everything together at the right time. I definitely need to be better, probably 150 yards in. I need to get on the green from the fairway. And then if I'm off the green, I need to be able to chip or pitch on and not scull it over the green or
Hmm.
duff it short, you know? So that's really, those are my areas I need to work on. But I don't know how to practice golf. You know, like what does that look like from a
Yeah.
collegiate experience?
Yeah. So a lot of drills, man. A lot of drills. But what I would say is you definitely have to, just like you broke it down, you gotta break down the different parts of the game.
Hmm.
And you have to identify your biggest weakness. For 99% of golfers, um, really, if you're not on tour or if you're not like playing golf at a high level, really everybody
Hmm.
needs to practice their short game.
Yeah.
Like short game is the most important thing, and it's the easiest way to shave strokes off your game
Hmm.
because you can hit it decent off the tee, you can hit it fine, for your approach shot, but most people who are 10 handicappers or above, even even me, right? Like
Hmm.
the strokes I lose are just not getting up and down.
Yeah.
When I actually get up and down. But for you, the way to practice is this: pick a very specific thing. Say you start off with, what would you rather start off practicing, putting or chipping?
Probably chipping.
Like chipping,
Yeah.
okay. So chipping, right? You have to think about, okay, chipping. There's different kinds of chipping,
Hmm.
right? There's chipping when you're just off the green,
Hmm.
where you have an average amount of green to work with. That's something to practice. That is a situation what you'd find yourself in on the course a lot of times. So you just got to practice like a bump and run, or
Yeah.
obviously the bump and runs which probably should be used in that situation. You got to practice the bump and run,
Hmm.
and you got to stand there on a chipping green or putting green and have and hit 20, 50, 100 bump and runs with you know a nine, like whatever club you want to, a 9 iron,
Hmm.
an 8 iron, 7 iron, whatever club you want to have that bump and run with. You just want to have a go-to shot on the course
Yeah.
that you can replicate that you practiced. So if you do that with the bump and run, you're like, all right, bet I'm going to do this with a 9 iron, 8 iron, dude. 20 bump and runs, right?
Hmm.
30, 40, 50, however many you want to do. Just lock that in and get that feel locked in. And then that's the bump and run. Okay, well, what's another type of chipping? You think of what other kind of you know, chip around the green do I run into a lot? Maybe, you know, in the rough, with a decent amount of green to work with my 60 degree.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, hit a small bucket of balls, 40 balls plus from a similar spot and focus on landing it on a very specific spot on the green. Like put a towel down,
Hmm.
golf towel on the green where you want to land that chip, and you just are practicing very intentionally with a very intentional target, practicing a very intentional shot, and you just got to do it over and over and over and over again. And what you're doing is slowly just locking in that feel, so that when you're on the course, you just think back to that feel, you activate it, and boom, you know, hopefully you don't chunk it or thin it across the green,
Yeah.
and you just kind of do just rinse and repeat. Come up with like a few different instances, um, shipping like that, and lock it in, brother.
Mm.
But it's practicing with intention,
Yeah.
and not just you know doing what a lot of folks do, and you know they're not really thinking about it. It's just going through the motions or just smacking some balls and not really picking out a target. They're not picking out a spot. They're not like going through their pre-shot routine like they would on the course.
Hmm.
So practicing with intention,
Yeah.
and that's chipping. And there's a million drills you can do, but those are some good starting points.
All right. My thing. So I want to get a lesson. I've never had a lesson. Um, and so I think that's what I want to try to do this month is go see my father-in-law's pro. Um,
Yeah,
and instead of paying for a round or two of golf, pay for a lesson. Um,
yeah. What I'll say on that, dude, is so the things I just talked about, right? Like
mhm.
practicing tipping or practicing whatever. What you want to make sure you do before that is make sure you're in like ingraining all the correct habits when
Yep.
you're doing that. So you want to make sure the fundamentals. If you're gonna, my advice to anybody who actually cares about golf and wants to get better is like, okay, if you're gonna do that, make sure your fundamentals are solid because you want to build that foundation off strong fundamentals,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You don't want like you don't want to like for example Brett. I always mess with him because he still does the baseball grip. I'm like, dog, that's fine, but like you want to, in your position, right? You're like you have this goal to, you know, shave your handicap down. It's great. You're going to get a lesson because they're going to help you with the fundamentals,
Mhm.
grip, alignment, stance, ball position, posture, like
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you have that sturdy, strong foundation because that's what's most important. So that when you are practicing,
Hmm.
for example, chipping, you're doing right mechanics.
Yeah. I think that's huge. And like, I mean, I don't know if you do, but I think a lot of amateur golfers get so sucked into the YouTube golf scene, which I want to pivot to. But like watching instructional videos, um, it's like I need to stop doing it because I need to sit there with someone. Sure, I can watch a video and the video could be good. They could be giving the right information, you know? But I need to sit there
Yeah,
with someone who's like, here's what you need to do. It could be exactly what Grant Horvat said on his video, but I need someone to
I
be
was
like,
going to bring up Grant Horvath.
oh, dude, his swing is so great. Uh,
I'm a huge Grant Horvath fan.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I watched one of his videos on getting out of the bunker, and which I think is fine because like that one's like, getting out of a bunker is the only shot in golf that you can actually mess up and still hit a good shot. But I was just thinking about it, but I need someone to be like, hey, this is what you got to do. Now let me watch you do it and tell you if you're doing it right or you're doing it wrong.
hmm
And put you on slow mo and be like, hey, your wrists are actually not in the right position here. Like you need to be more in this. That's what I need. And I'm super technical and I analyze a lot of things. And so if I have those videos of me in proper positions and in not proper positions, be like, okay, that was a good swing and this is a
hmm
bad swing. Like that's what I feel like I
yeah,
need.
yeah. So I'm a huge, I love any golf content, but my take on golf instructional videos is this. I'm a huge fan of golf instructional videos. Like I
Hmm.
huge Graham Horvath fan. I'll sit there as well and crank out some instructional videos,
Yeah.
but you have to make sure that because what the trap you can fall into if you crank out one of those videos or two or three in the same day, in the same week, dude, you're trying to implement three different
Right.
things in a short amount of time. When if you think about it, it's impossible to do to like implement. Okay, I see this video about, you know, like
Hmm.
whatever it is, bowing the wrist. Like it's a huge golf thing right now. Like bowed wrist.
Yeah.
One day you start trying to bow your wrist. You trying to lock that in. And a couple days later, you watch another video um, about you know position at the top or whatever it
Hmm.
is, right? Like the right takeaway. Then you're combining both of those things. It just gets super messy, man. So you just gotta really simplify it and only
Yeah.
focus on certain. You gotta focus on one or two feels, maybe three feels at a time, but
Right.
you can't go too crazy.
That's totally fair. My birthday was Saturday, and I got a
Happy late birthday.
thank you. I got a new 52 degree because I did not have a gap wedge. I went from my pitching wedge to
Yeah,
my 56 degree. So one could say I actually just filled a gap in my game. Um, I,
yeah, wedge.
exactly. I went to the range either yesterday or Monday. Monday. After work, and I have been listening to the Chasing Scratch podcast, and so this is really bad. I'm not even watching a video, but I'm just listening to the things they're talking about that they're trying to change in their swings, and I'm like, oh, that's a good tip. Let me try to do that in my swing. And so I got my
Yep.
new club, and I'm out there just hosel shanking everything because I'm trying to implement this ridiculous thing that probably wasn't even wrong with my swing. Um,
Remember what it was?
he was talking about something like his his hand needed to be like facing outward at some point, his glove hand, and like or like towards the
Yeah,
sky or something like that. And I was like,
yeah.
oh
Having the club face in the right position, probably
yeah. Uh,
at the top or whatever it may have been.
they keep talking about, so I'm only in the first season that they're in. So like they're always talking about trying to do the move, which they're just trying to shallow the club head. And I don't think I actually have an issue doing that. I think I already shallow pretty well. But I always feel like I'm not doing it well enough. My pride or whatever, because that's the hot thing. It's like you need to shallow the club. You need to do all this stuff. You need to get lag. You need to do all
Shallow
this stuff.
club, not on the slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And
I
so
actually don't do that very well.
you don't?
No, I'm kind of steep, honestly. I don't really. I could do better with kind of shallowing the club out.
That's okay. Phil Mickelson's a steep swinger, and he was on tour. So,
Yeah.
um,
But man, one thing I saw on maybe Twitter or Instagram, not long ago, like less than a month ago, and it made me realize it's funny. I literally was going through a swing change like a month ago because I wanted my swing to look more aesthetic at the top,
yeah,
right?
yeah, me too.
Which right now my swing looks fine at the top, but
Mm,
it didn't look how Tigers looked. It didn't
yeah,
look
sure.
how a lot of tour players looked. Um, So I was trying to change my swing. And I saw a post, and it was a screenshot of Scotty Scheffler at the top and John Rahm at the top,
Hmm.
and other, one of the world's best golfers at the top of their backswing. And dude, they're all so different.
Yeah,
And the comment was like, even a TikTok actually. The dude was like, stop trying to, basically, this is not verbatim, but stop trying to emulate, someone's swing. Just get better and make your swing work. Kind of is
yeah. No,
the
no,
message. Yeah,
and I agree with that to a point. But I know that if I can get,
exactly. Because that's exactly right, and I'm sure you're gonna get into this because, yeah, it can look Scotty Scheffler, all them look different at the top,
mhm,
but when it comes to impact and like,
yeah,
you know,
right,
it's all the same.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what really matters. And if
yeah.
it's not the case for any of us, that should be hopefully
Sure.
fixed
That so if
because
I get this lesson, which I really am planning to do, and I hope to talk about it on one of the future pods. Um, I kind of want to go in there and tell the guys like, hey, this is my swing, and sure, we may need to make adjustments, but I don't want to change the natural swing that I have. I just want to help it get into the right position, impact position, and see if that's something that we can do.
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm trying to remember what your swing looks like. I can of course pull up your TikTok or something or watching one of his or sorry, your Instagram, watch an Instagram reel. But yeah, for the most part, I would say I haven't had a lesson in a long time,
mhm,
but I feel like most teachers nowadays, this could be a huge miss,
mhm.
but I do feel like most teachers nowadays have that mindset where they actually try to work with what you got
Okay,
and just get you in the right positions and not drastically
yeah,
change your swing, which is good, which is good.
right. My father-in-law
Yeah.
has been going to this guy for 2 years, and they're working on effortless power. But my father-in-law, I think, told him, "I want to have a beautiful swing." So they're like actually changing his swing, and I was like, "Hey, I don't want that. I want to go in there and be like, this is my swing. I just want it to be more efficient. I want my swing to be more efficient. How can we do that?" Um,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
that's where I'm gonna go.
Where's it at?
I think it's a pine tree.
Yes. I was going to say you don't have to leak it. I don't know how confidential we're going to be on this pod,
That's
but
that's fair. I kind of want to do
I
it
don't.
if I get it. If I go, I would like to record and post the videos and post like how I'm practicing on Instagram and
Yeah,
TikTok. Um, so
definitely that journey, man, for sure.
yeah. So we'll see. I just got also for my birthday. Have you heard of the stack system? Um,
Bro, I saw your Instagram story,
yeah.
and I don't know what that is actually.
So it's funny. Like once again, my father-in-law has all of the golf gear. And so he has one, and I was holding it. I always like play around with it at their house when I'm there, and my wife Josie was like, okay, in her mind, she's like, Steven really wants this. And I mean, I did. But like to her, I was like, he really wants this. So she got it for me for my birthday, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait to use it. But it's just so funny that it was like, I've never seen her latch on to something like that she just wanted to get me for as a present before. And now that I'm having it, and we talked to people at the party I had and like no one knew about it, and she's like, I thought this was like a big thing, and I was like, no, like it's not, like, but it maybe I'll be using it before it gets big and it'll help. So I'm really excited to use it. It's a here. Let me grab it.
The training aid.
Okay, so it's basically just a club. It's the length of a hybrid, and it has this thing on the top, and then there's weights in here, in this thing, so you can change the weight of it. And the point is to learn how to swing this as fast as you swing your club on course, but you're not trying to hit. You don't hit anything with this. So mentally, your mind slows you down because you're not actually trying to hit anything. So there's science that says like when you're swinging at nothing, you will never swing as fast as you are when you're swinging at something. So this is trying to teach you how to swing fast without actually swinging at something. And then when you get to the course, you can take an 80% swing and it's effortless and smooth, but it's even faster than your swing was before you did this speed training. So
Interesting. So it's like a speed trainer
yeah,
tool.
yeah. So I'm really excited to see how it actually works. see if I can get some more distance off the tee, but also be more accurate. That's another thing that, like, when my tee game's on, it's really good, but like sometimes I'm a little spray, so I really need to hone that in. And it's because I get out there and just, if I hit a really good drive, I can hit the ball 300 yards. It doesn't happen often, but I can. And when I do, the rest of the round, I'm just chasing the feeling. And so I start swinging harder and harder, and then I start stinking. So, you know.
Yeah. 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 We'll definitely have to have a pod about course management
Yeah.
and like thinking your way around a golf course. Luke Kwan has had. I'm also a big good
Oh,
fan.
dude. I
Luke Kwan
love
is the sport.
Luke Kwan. Such a stand-up guy. His videos are
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Actually, when I was this is like before he was on Good. This is still when he was on um, chasing Corn Ferry and all
Mhm.
that stuff and Latin America tour. I followed him. I was a YouTube subscriber back then when
Mhm.
it was just him solo posting content. And did you know Luke Kwan has a course management course?
I've watched his videos, and he still shills it. Um,
Yeah,
and I've thought
yeah,
about doing the free version. And maybe one day, if this takes off or anything, I start making more money, I would like to pay for it because I like his stuff. I like him. I like his stuff. I'd like to support him. So
yeah. I think I've done the free version before in the past, but yeah, course management's huge, man. And a lot of times, it's also like a difference between. That's also a great way to like shave strokes off your game is just making sure you're making the right decisions when necessary. Um,
but sometimes
because
the right decision isn't fun.
yeah, dude. Well, I mean, yeah, it's not fun, but at the end of the round, when have your personal best or you have a good round, it's like
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, that's true. But so like,
It's delayed gratification, is what it is.
okay, here I want to. So we've played golf twice, 2 rounds together. You're a 3 handicap. One of my things I was most impressed with you. You shot, I think 77 both rounds at Barnsley.
Yeah,
And so like, it might not necessarily have been like some of your best golf, but like you still had fun the whole time, and I could tell like you were having a good time. You were just out
yeah,
there,
vibing, dude.
excited to be with the boys, excited to be playing. But there's so many things, so many people that I talk to or hear from or listen to on podcasts and things like that. And as they've gotten better at golf, golf becomes less fun. And I don't want that to happen to me. I'd love to get below 10 handicap, but if I go out there and shoot a 91 round, like I don't want it to ruin my day, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So I would say, yeah, man, I went through that phase for sure in college where like
mhm.
it really
Yeah, but you had to be
I
competitive.
did
You were
not.
competitive. You had like in college, you were competing. So I think
Yeah,
that's a little different.
yeah, yeah. Most of the time, what happens to folks like it's more common to get burnt out when you're like competing.
Hmm.
College golfer, um, grinding to get on tour. Like a lot of those guys can get burnt out because yeah, it does. There's so much more pressure, and you feel like you have to perform, and when you don't, there's so much on the line, and you put so much stress on yourself, and yeah, that's what leads to burnout. But if you're, if you have a great, if you have a good goal, and like the
Hmm.
intentions behind your goal are just to get better and like have fun doing it, um, I think you'll be good. I think you won't
Yeah,
get burnt out.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You'll be good. You'll be great. Because now, man, I love golf more now than
yeah.
I ever have.
Right.
Right. So that's because now that I only get to play it as little as I do, once a week, once every 2 weeks, right? I'm just you know really enjoy it and just kind of soak it up and really grateful for like
Hmm.
every round.
Definitely. That's such a
And
good
also,
good attitude.
yeah, for you, just in general, people in life, one of the a great feeling is just feeling you're making progress in something,
Yeah.
whether it's progress at work, progress in the gym, progress, whatever. Progress feels great. So I don't see you getting burnt out. You'll be good
Yeah.
until like, unless like, I don't know. I feel like we'd be able to stop you before he go burning down.
Yeah. I just my father-in-law, I talk about him a lot because, I mean, but he played this weekend and he's like, I shot an 85 and it was just like I just ruined my day. I was like, what? Like I'd be ecstatic to shoot an 85 right now. I barely break 100. Um
Yeah,
and there's just no reason for
yeah.
that.
Now, again, when there's more than like, say for example, I'm not a betting. I don't really bet like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll have a friendly,
Mhm.
winner buys or loser buys lunch kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I do have some friends that, and of course, a lot of guys uh, gamble on the golf course.
Oh yeah.
Now, you start losing money in the golf course, yeah, I can see how that would make you not have fun.
Yeah. That's fair. I don't do that. We play some friendly wagers around putts and things like that when I play with him. We did a closest to the pin challenge one time. Everyone put $5 in,
Yeah,
and no one hit the green. So all I had to do was land it. I went last. All I had to do was land it on the green. I didn't even have to be close, and I just plopped it on there right in the middle of the green. It felt really good. So there's times like that where it's like, oh, golf is fun. Uh,
yep,
and then there's other times where it's not. But at the end of the day,
yeah,
I like being outside, having a good time with the boys. So, and I want
yeah,
that mindset all the time, even when I'm getting better and I
yep,
have an off round. Um,
yep.
all right, let's
That's
transition.
why
Oh,
let's transition.
okay. I was gonna ask you. We've kind of hit the YouTube golf scene a little bit. It's definitely blowing up. I mean, I don't know if you saw Grant Horvat with Foreplay recently, and he was saying that he thinks YouTube golf is going to be as big as the PGA Tour, maybe bigger, here in the next few years. Um, Thoughts?
Yeah, at first I heard the same. Yeah, I saw that I haven't seen the actual full video, but I
Mm-hmm.
saw that snippet on TikTok or something.
Yeah,
Um, when you first hear it, it's like, dang, that sounds a little outlandish. But when you really think about it, it's like, okay, what's the metric you're basing it off of?
mm-hmm.
What makes it bigger? Solely views, viewership?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, well, that does seem like the most sensible metric to measure it, right?
Yeah,
But think about it. How many the demographic and how many people, how many guys and girls, especially like between the ages of 10 and 30,
mm-hmm.
watch YouTube golf that love golf.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to put a number to that, but
right,
like it is so hot right now.
mm-hmm.
When you think about it, it's like, do that many people still watch the PGA Tour?
Right,
It's like, maybe not, dude, because 10 to 30-year-olds, yeah, like the low 20s to 30s and above are going to watch the PGA Tour, but anyone below the age of, I don't know, 21,
mm-hmm.
most of those guys are definitely going to be watching YouTube golf
Mm-hmm.
over PGA Tour event on TV most of the time,
Yeah,
right? Also, think about it like this too. If you go like a layer deeper, watching golf on YouTube is free. Watching golf on the PGA Tour, you have to have a streaming like a cable, or you got to pay for
and
that,
it's a set
right?
time. Like YouTube golf, you can throw it on anytime. You know?
Yeah, you can do it anytime, right? So Grant has a good point.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know the stats on viewership when it comes to like. I would love to see the stats on viewership for, you know, like elevated events, majors,
Mm-hmm.
compared to um, the random tournaments throughout the year that aren't the elevated
Yeah.
events, and see how many people watch that
Well,
a day,
here's
like on
another
a
thing.
Thursday,
Like
Friday.
the Ryder Cup, I wanted to watch the Ryder Cup, but I just like physically couldn't. I just like was doing something the whole. Well, also it was in Europe, and so like it was in a weird time. But like, like I couldn't
I had an
watch.
alarm set for where I am.
See, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But I would have totally watched it if they had uploaded the video to the PGA Tour YouTube channel. I would have watched every round. I could have broken it up in pieces. I could have done all those things. And that's what I like about the YouTube golf scene. It took me a full week to finish the Rick Shields versus Grant Horvat 18-hole like stroke play, it wasn't stroke play. It was but
It was a match play.
Match play, yeah.
But straight up.
Yeah, straight up.
No handicaps. Same tee box.
Yeah, and I loved it, and I loved the fact that I could just like put it on every night after a long day and be like, hey, this is gonna be how I fall asleep, and then I would just rewind it to the last thing I remembered, and then finish. It took me a while to finish it, but I had that ability to, and it was great, and the match was great.
Yeah, dude, I watched it last weekend. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to like leak who wins, but yeah, it's a great match.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the more I sit here and think about it, it's like, dude, I watch more YouTube golf than PGA Tour.
Yeah.
And that's like me, who is diehard passionate for golf.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's tons of guys like me, like me and you. Yeah, dude, it's pretty. I mean, I want to see the numbers, but it's quite possible that, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of 50-year-olds and above who crank out PGA Tour.
Oh yeah.
Events on TV.
Right, and I mean, but I think even as we continue to get older, we're probably not gonna sit around and watch PGA Tour events. I mean, I like to do it. If I have the time, I will sit down and watch a whole tour event. Like the Masters on a Sunday, the Sunday Masters. I'll clear my schedule after church. I'm not doing anything. I'm telling Josie, sorry. Like I'm gonna watch the final round of the Masters, but that's because it's the Masters. Like
yeah.
I could feel that way about the Open, but not as much as the Masters. We're both wearing some type of Masters regalia as we're. That's a dope shirt. Yeah. So, but YouTube golf, it's just there for me whenever I need it, whenever I want it. It's ready.
Yeah. Should we talk some YouTube golf, like content creators and like who our favorites are? And
yeah, I wanted to give you one last point of what I hate about YouTube golf. I hate watching YouTube golf and someone walking up and be like, "Oh, I got this 200-yard shot in. I'm gonna hit my 9-iron. No problem." And I was like, "Dude, what? Like, why? Why are you doing that? Why are you swinging as hard as you can?" And sure, you may make it, but I don't know. I don't think that is good for the game of golf, personally.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexing on there. Have you seen? Speaking of that, this is different. His content's not like that. He does try to hit the ball as hard as he freaking can.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam Gary.
No, I don't know this.
No.
Okay.
Dude, he's only on TikTok, no YouTube channel.
Okay.
I'm sure some guys know him, but
I'll give him a follow.
the guy's hilarious, bro. The guy is absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
He's the guy that says, "What's up, boys?" Gary here, about to hit a nuke. Dude, his videos are out. It's so funny.
Sam Gary?
I think they're hilarious. Some of them, he takes practice swings every time, and his practice swings are like 250% power on purpose. But no one, only he can do this kind of videos because that's like what he started doing, and then all his videos are like that. If anybody else did that, I'd be like, all right, bro, that's annoying. But just this one guy can do that.
The one exception that I have to that, I like watching those long drive guys who will play like a 700-yard par 5. And
Colin Berkshire posts those videos.
What's the other guy's name? It's like the German name.
Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his last name, but it's Martin something.
Yeah. those guys I like, but that is their whole MO. And they're actually decent. Like, like, yeah, I'm going to hit
Yeah.
this 6-iron 200 yards, and it's going to land a foot from the pin. I'm like, geez, like, that's crazy. I don't know how many takes it took for you to get that, but,
And their 6-iron is more like 250 probably.
yeah, which is crazy.
My 6-iron's like almost my 200 club. So yeah, they're way longer than me. But
yeah. I think he hit a 9-iron
so,
200 yards to the pin. It was
that sounds more like
it was ridiculous. I think I misspoke, but that was a cool video, and those are fun. But when I see, not to name drop and talk bad about somebody, but like Bubby, when Bubby goes out there and everyone else is hitting an 8-iron, he's like, I'm gonna hit a 56 degree, and I was like, what? Why? Like, we know you.
Bubby's long, man. But he's long for a couple reasons. Bubby's really long because he hits huge hooks.
Yeah.
And hooks always go farther.
Yeah.
Well, not to mention that's part of it, but he's also just like actually really strong.
Yeah.
And he has some speed.
Oh yeah. I mean, he trained with Bryson for a little bit.
Yeah, Bryson. Yeah, Bryson's cool with good guys, and
Yeah.
there's videos of the speed training with Garrett, Bubby, all of them.
Yeah.
Over the past couple of years, but yeah, Bubby has a lot of speed. He's strong, very athletic, and he hits big hooks, and hooks always go farther.
But I just wonder, like, if he just took a little bit off his swing, could he be more consistent?
Yeah, he always jokes about it in his videos, though. He's like, "Yo, I only got one speed, man.
Well, that's fair.
Can't swing any softer."
That's fair. I actually haven't watched many of his like individual videos. I haven't watched a ton of Good recently. I really liked Good for a little bit, but their videos kind of got like, they seem like the same to me over and over again. And if I'm gonna watch the same thing over and over again, I'd rather just be like match play or stroke play, against different people. But that's me personally.
Instead of all the challenges and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to talk about, favorite golf YouTubers?
Yeah, I would love to.
Me first for you.
You go first.
All right. So, okay, I'm a big fan of a number of people on YouTube Golf.
Yep.
But the thing is, so many YouTube golf videos nowadays are an hour long or more.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes, like you said, it takes me like a few days to watch one of those videos. So although I would love to watch a bunch of different people, I simply don't have the time to watch all those different guys. But what I've always loved and will keep watching all their stuff. Okay, I'm a big good fan, of course. Gotta say that. I'm with you though. Went through a huge phase where I watched every single video, every single second, like no matter what.
Yep.
And then I went through a phase where, like, I don't know, I just kind of stopped watching their videos as much, and I really just started ramping up and watching a ton of Bob Does Sports instead with my YouTube time each day. So love Bob Does Sports. Love them.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was going to say the same exact thing. Like, if I'm going to sit down, if a Bob Does Sports video drops, I sit down or I make time to watch the whole thing in one sitting. And I was the same way. I went through a huge phase where I watched every single good video. I went back and watched like their old majors before like Grant and Micah left, and I did all those things. But like, I feel like the dynamic of good is shifting recently, and I don't really know if I like the growing pains of the shift that they're going through. I don't know if you feel that or if it's just me. But the vibe just seems different than it did before.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I see that 100%. I mean, it's just tough, man. Like when a group is so like just takes over YouTube golf like good, and everyone
Mm-hmm.
just loves them so much. I mean, 99.9% of people. I'm sure there's haters out there, but
Yeah, yeah,
everyone loves good,
right.
loves those guys. Dude, when that group break, any group that you love, when they break up,
Mm-hmm.
Micah and Grant left, like that hurts the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's never going to be the same. Like, yeah, Mike and Grant left, and they added Luke. I love Luke,
Yeah,
huge Luke fan.
yeah, huge Luke
And
fan.
now they have Brad. Now they have Brad in all the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Dalkey, which he's I'm a Brad fan, but it's just not the same. You know what I
It's not the
mean? And
same.
uh,
I feel like Garrett is kind of taking a weird role too, where like he's like the leader, but he's like trying to build his own brand, and his own brand seems different than what Good wants to portray of these like nice clean guys, and then he's over there like with TikTok models and things like that, like caddying for him and playing in these scrambles. And I don't watch those videos. Like that's not a video I want to watch. I don't watch the Bob Does Sports videos with Paige and them either. Like those yeah.
those are funny videos though.
Yeah, and
I
they
have
are.
seen
It's
that.
just like but it's like I don't know. I don't want to put myself in that situation where my wife walks in and it's like, "What the are you watching?" And I'm like, like
Yeah,
I don't,
100%. No, I get that. 100%. Yeah, but yeah, dude. Going back to it, like I've always been a good fan. Bob Does Sports, huge fan.
huge fan of Bob Does Sports.
Um, huge Grant Horvat fan. So
Yeah.
I watched a lot of his stuff. Um, I have been enjoying like the quick GM golf vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like less like 10 minutes or less, and
Yeah.
it's just like a daily vlog. Those are pretty cool. Um, but that's mostly it. I love Micah. I've always liked Micah, but I simply just don't have enough time to also watch his videos.
I don't know if I've ever
Um,
watched a Micah only video, like any of his personal
yeah,
videos.
yeah, I haven't. It's been a while since I have. I like I like Rick Shields, but I don't ever watch just his stuff.
Yeah.
I just like always like Rick Shields. You have to have respect for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He like is one of the main OGs for
Yeah. Right.
golf YouTube.
Right.
Um, I can go on and on, but I'll let you go ahead.
I mean, I
I
think
feel like we have a lot of ones though. So
yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Like, I mean, my top right now definitely BDS. I just love Bob is so funny. His dynamic with FP is great. His dynamic with Joey is great. His dynamic with the Jet is great. And then Big Ticket, like he's just got all these nicknames for everybody. And
yeah,
so he has individual charisma with each person on the thing and then he has the different groups like the three of them together, Bob, FP, and Joey Coldcuts, like they're hilarious. The Bob and the video team. I love watching their outtakes of their podcasts and everything, and like just dude, their whole dynamic, and they've always been who they are. They always just feel like we're just the comedy of golf. I think is what Rick Shields actually described them as to the courses over in Scotland that didn't know who they were, and like that's definitely who we are, and that's what I think they are. They're hilarious. Did you watch the video of them drinking the 36 pints of Guinness in 9 holes?
bro. Yes, Bob was sloshed.
Yeah,
Rick, dude. My takeaways. I love Bob
yeah,
all the time,
yeah.
but he is absolutely hilarious.
Dude, drunk
After
Bob is like a scratch golfer.
Yeah, hilarious. Rick Shields was sneaky a tank.
Oh yeah,
He was putting him down and
yeah.
seemed totally fine. Yeah, that video was so funny. I low-key want to like rewatch that video tonight when I go lay in bed after this.
I think they miscounted how many all of them drank because I swear Bob drank like 12 of those. He was done with like 2.5 by the middle of the second hole. Like he drank.
Yeah, dude. It was so funny when FP was just like not having
Yeah,
it.
no,
They were like, "Oh, we're screwed.
Yeah.
We're screwed."
Yeah, that was one of my favorite videos recently. I do like a GM vlog every once in a while. The sneaky small guys that I watch all their videos of the Divot Dudes. They got 8,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think they're less than 30K on TikTok. But they got some funny stuff. And they have an in with Good. They like have talked to, they had a hour, 20-minute long video talking to the CEO of Good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Matt Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick.
Yeah, that was posted 3 weeks ago. It was super insightful. Like he's an open book. He was just talking about all the things that.
I have not seen that video.
Oh, it's a great video.
I've seen like a thumbnail pop up, but I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's a good video. They have a couple 2v1s against Luke Kwan on their channel. So, just some good small guys. I recently started following Busted Jack. I haven't watched a ton of their stuff, but
Yeah.
or Brian Bros. I've seen them. They all went to Bermuda recently.
Yeah, dude. I'm actually in the middle of that Grant Wesley Bryan match YouTube video. Like, I think I started it last night actually. But yeah, man, Brian Bros, respect to them too. Like, two brothers that have been making golf content before golf really blew up, and like before golf was like how it is now, how big it is, before Good, before all this, right? So respect to them. They're also really good golfers. I mean, heck, Wesley's won on the PGA Tour. George literally.
He was just trying to qualify on the Monday qualifiers, wasn't he?
Dude, yeah. He just won like a mini tour event. I think he did Monday qualify. I can't remember, but yeah, dude's a stick. Like, really, really good.
Yeah.
Busted Jack, yeah, man. Like, respect to those guys too, though. Respect. I literally remember when their videos would pop up on my For You page on TikTok, and I was like, "Who are these guys?" They were just in their garage on a simulator doing like closest to the pins, and I was like, "All right, two more guys trying to like become golf content creators. Respect, right?"
Yeah.
But look at them now.
Yeah. They just went to Bermuda with Grant Horvat and Micah, and
and they hang out like
they
all hang out all the time now, or at least
they were in the Breezy Invitational. They got to play the Bob to Sports. The Breezy, dude. Imagine if the three of us could play in that, you, me, and Brett, 1 year for Teen Up Truth.
And they literally started this like they just started posting videos in their garage on their simulator doing close to the pins, and then I don't remember when, but they got sponsored by PXG, and then just kind of getting a little bigger, a little bigger, and boom.
We can do it.
Yeah.
Teen Up Truth. We're the next big thing. You heard it here first.
Heard it here first, boys and girls. We'll play around with Good. Play around with Bob to Sports.
Oh, I would love it.
No question.
I'd love it. All right, man. We're about an hour and 10 minutes now. We've had some good conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
What do you want to say to sign off?
I would say, if you're watching this video, and it's someone that's not me, because I'm gonna watch this back, and I'm gonna love watching this back, even if it's just me watching it. Appreciate you guys watching, for real. Appreciate y'all watching. We've talked about a lot of golf, a lot of YouTube golf. The golf content creator world is like crowded. There's already so many really popular, cool guys. So it's like, is there room for anybody else? But I would say, yeah, man, like, let us in, as Bubby says. Let him in.
Let him cook.
Minwoo Lee.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Dude, what a great catchphrase. Sorry to cut you off. Like that, dude. Like,
yeah, dude. Dude, shout out to Minwoo Lee, honestly, and what he's been able to do for his brand, and his platform, and his fan base.
Yeah.
Just off of social media.
Yeah.
dude literally transformed his entire fan base just because of his social media. Um, but no, you know, we're gonna be real. We're gonna be ourselves. We are always gonna be a good vibe. We are we're just some cool guys, man. Just vibing, having fun, talking about golf. So keep hanging with the boys and
Keep hanging with the
let it ride.
boys. I love it. Yeah, this is Miles. Miles, what are your, you go have a TikTok and an Instagram or just a TikTok for golf?
Dude, I literally just started a TikTok account for just golf
Okay.
content. Miles Mendiola Golf.
All right.
We have a we have a family TikTok that we've had since COVID, which again that's completely separate. There's no golf content on there at all. But
No,
if you
no,
want to follow it,
I saw you take your son. Your son loves the driving range.
I did post a couple videos of that. But yeah, that's the Mendiola fam.
Hmm.
So yeah,
All right, I'll have that in the notes of the video for everybody. Um, I mean, like you said, we're gonna keep it real. As Bubby says, I don't know if he still says it, but he used to say, "I'm gonna keep it buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you." What is that? Right? Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna keep it
you gonna say
100. I'm
that?
gonna keep it buck. Keep it a buck. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna, tell it how it is. Tell it how I think it is. How Miles thinks it is. How Brett thinks it is. You don't have to agree. We'd love to have conversations with you about our thoughts. I definitely think YouTube golf is blowing up, and it's going to be bigger than the PGA Tour. What do you? Oh, the new golf league thing that Tiger and Rory are starting.
Yeah.
That's another avenue of just golf content. And Atlanta has a team. Justin Thomas just signed.
Preston Thomas just got signed. I just saw Colin Morikawa got signed to the LA team.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'm intrigued by it. I need to do more research on it. I think I saw something the other day about the format, but I don't have it set in stone in my head. So
yeah.
we can
I'm
talk about it next time.
next time
But
for sure.
it'll be interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just so much. You're right. It's a saturated field, the golf YouTube world. But if you're watching this video, we appreciate it. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. I mean, we appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts, and we're gonna just try to keep pumping out content for y'all and be consistent.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'm Phen. This was Miles. We appreciate you listening to us just ramble on.
Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. Talk to you next time.
Next time.